Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are unlocking what honestly might just be the ultimate travel hack. I mean, if you love to travel but absolutely hate overpaying and, elbowing your way through giant hordes of tourists, you are exactly where you need to be. We are digging into some fresh 2026 data from Going to show you exactly why traveling in May is the absolute sweet spot for your next vacation.
Let's be real for a second. We all share the exact same headaches when it comes to peak summer travel. You finally get some time off, but you're instantly met with sweltering heat, wildly inflated prices, and overwhelming crowds literally everywhere you go. But what if I told you that shifting your timeline by just a couple of weeks solves almost all of those problems? So, here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with the magic of May travel. Then we'll hit the top US destinations, followed by some truly epic international getaways. After that, we'll break down trips by traveler type and wrap the whole thing up with a smart booking and planning playbook. Okay, let's dive right into this. Section 1, the magic of May travel and why it's the ultimate sweet spot. There is a very real, mathematical, and experiential reason why May is just vastly superior. It's called the shoulder season. It's that magical little window where spring is in full swing but summer hasn't quite taken over yet. You're basically getting the best of both worlds. The weather is warming up beautifully, but because most kids are still in school and the massive summer vacation rush hasn't hit, you completely bypass the peak season crowds. And honestly, more importantly, you avoid peak season prices. It gives you unmatched flexibility, serious comfort, and just unbelievable travel value.
Moving right along to Section 2, top U.S. destinations, spanning from coastal cities to national parks.
Let's kick things off with San Diego, California. Picture this. The weather in May is sitting at a perfectly comfortable 65 to 72 degrees. What makes San Diego so brilliant this time of year is that relaxed coastal vibe. You can actually hit the beaches or wander around incredible cultural spots like Balboa Park and the San Diego Zoo without melting in intense heat. Plus, grabbing a great hotel room is way easier in May compared to the dead of summer.
And get this, the value is just incredible, $172. According to Going's data, that is the average round-trip deal for San Diego. I mean, for less than $200, you're locking in a premium coastal getaway long before the summer price hikes kick in.
But hey, maybe you want to trade the beach for the mountains. In May, the Great Smoky Mountains are visually stunning. The temperatures are hovering right between 55 and 75 degrees. Thanks to the spring rains, the waterfalls are absolutely rushing, the wildflowers are at their peak bloom, and the wildlife is super active. It's basically the perfect setup for a hike, way before those infamous summer traffic jams start clogging up the scenic routes.
Once again, the value is just undeniable here. $174, that's the average round-trip deal if you fly into nearby Knoxville. You are getting peak nature at an absolute bargain.
All right, Section 3, epic international getaways and those global shoulder season savings.
Let's go to Kyoto, Japan. If you have ever tried to visit Japan during the famous cherry blossom season in April, you know that while it's gorgeous, it's also incredibly crowded and super expensive. But if you push your trip just a bit into May, the crowds thin out massively. The weather sits at a really nice 60 to 75 degrees. Sure, the cherry blossoms are gone, but they're replaced by these vibrant, lush green landscapes. It's the perfect time for history buffs to explore traditional neighborhoods and iconic spots like Fushimi Inari in total peace. Now what's really wild is the price drop, $754. That is the average round-trip deal to Japan in May. Getting a flight to Asia for under $1,000, let alone the mid-700s, is a massive strategic win for your wallet. Next up, a total bucket list favorite, Iceland. May is arguably the smartest month you could possibly visit. The winter snow is melting away, the landscapes are turning this crazy vibrant green, and the roads, including the famous ring road, become highly accessible again. Plus, you get the massive advantage of extended daylight hours. You can be out sightseeing well into the evening, totally beating the summer crowds, all with improving weather, mostly in the 40 to 55 degree range.
And the average deal? Just $467 round trip. Iceland is notoriously pricey, so securing a flight for under $500 makes this incredibly stunning country way more accessible.
Moving to Section 4, trips by traveler type. Time for a vibe check. It's amazing how perfectly certain destinations align with specific travel styles in May. Traveling with family? Spots like Mackinac Island are delightfully car-free and super calm before summer hits. Couples? Charleston and Sedona offer incredible romantic walks without that suffocating peak heat. If you're into adventure, places like Yellowstone and Moab give you comfortable weather for long hikes. For budget travelers, cities like Nashville and New Orleans usually see awesome price drops right after their big spring festivals end. And for the foodies out there, Portland and Austin are bursting with fresh seasonal produce and perfect patio weather.
Finally, Section 5, Smart Booking and Planning. This is your pro playbook.
So now that you know exactly where to go, let's talk timing. Listen, there's no single magical, cheapest day to book, but there is definitely a Goldilocks window. For domestic flights, you want to book roughly 1 to 3 months in advance. For international flights, you're going to need a wider window, around 2 to 8 months out. To snag the absolute lowest fares during these shoulder months, you've got to stay flexible. Flying on a Tuesday or Wednesday is almost always going to save you money compared to a weekend flight.
When it comes to packing, versatility is your absolute best friend. May weather is super transitional. The big takeaway here is layering. You can leave the heavy winter parkas at home, but you definitely need lightweight jackets. And honestly, because spring weather can literally flip from bright sunshine to a surprise downpour in about 20 minutes, prioritizing rain-ready layers over heavy seasonal stuff is going to save your trip, whether you're hiking in Oregon or exploring Iceland.
Now, quick warning. There is one massive exception in May, Memorial Day weekend. It's the unofficial start of summer, and it brings sudden price spikes and crazy airport congestion. If you absolutely must travel around this time, book as early as humanly possible. Try to fly just before or just after the holiday weekend itself. Check alternate airports if you can, and whatever you do, try to avoid flying on peak days like Friday afternoon or Monday evening.
To pull all this off without stressing yourself out, you need to use the right tools. I love this takeaway from the Going 2026 report. Instead of endlessly guessing when to book and manually refreshing browser tabs, let a service like Going monitor the market for you. You'll get cheap flight alerts and massive price drops sent straight to your inbox. It literally takes all the guesswork out of booking that perfect May vacation, so you can book with total confidence and never overpay.
Which brings us to the ultimate takeaway today. Summer is completely overrated. We've seen the hard data, we've looked at the incredible prices, and we know the weather is pretty much flawless. You've got the playbook now to beat the crowds and save hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. The shoulder season is officially calling. So the only question left to answer is, where will May take you?